Howdy, folks. So, this is Chris Decato again. Another weird poke around video. I don't know why I call them that. It's kind of a stupid name. But, this is another song by a guy, Capecelatro, called Atoms. And it's, one of the tunes from Scatter the Remains, the CD, which was kind of our RPM offering for 2014 that he got released on Burst and Bloom. I guess it was November or something, December, somewhere. Took a little while, but here it is. So, and one of the coolest things about this tune is that little guitar that he's playing. And I don't know what, he showed it to me the other day, what it is. It's got some really cool art on it by Peter. And I'm blanking out. I can hardly talk, so I'm just going to try to get through this. But what I love about it has this kind of banjo-y kind of sound. You know, it's like a thrift store $10 guitar. But such a cool thing, and there was no way I was going to even think about replacing that. Even though it had, in the beginning this was kind of bothering me, but it's like grown on me and I love it. There's this leakage from, he played the tune against a loop from GarageBand. And if I could talk and let you hear it in these little breaks here, you can hear it leaking through his headphones. And it's kind of there all the time. There's this little... Yeah, so there. So here's what that loop actually sounds like. This is what he was playing to. Which is a really great way to, to get the basic tracks down so they're, to a click, but it's not a click. You can kind of groove to something, it's cool. So, but that didn't make the tune, obviously. It's a fun little loop, but, so this guitar track did, though, boy. Really, really cool sounding track. And, the first thing that I knew was going to go on this was the organ, so I guess we'll just start there. And mute some of this other business. And it's really just the B4 plug-in. You can see I've done an upper manual and then the pedals, because the organ does the bass in this tune, which only comes in the chorus and solo maybe.
She said, and raised her fist to the sky toward some unseen deity, and laughingly fell to the ground. And high as I was, it got me a little bit scared. Admit I'm drawn to affliction.
And so I was thinking about with that organ track, oftentimes I'll reamp the organ through. I've actually got a cabinet, a Leslie, and I'll pipe it down into the living room, but it just was kind of working the vibe of it with this.
And Haley pulled off her pants and ran like she was on fire.
When the bass comes in right here.
Spinning slow on the merry-go-round.
Get rid of these guys for now. So it's it's kind of crunching in a way that I really liked when the bass kicked in. There's a plug so you can see it. Nothing too fancy. whole thing's kind of drenched in this one. I don't know which one this is. A plate. A lexicon reverb. It's a plate that I like. I tinker around with it a little to make it sound that way, but. So then I knew there would be some steel guitar. So this is my Dickerson through my little Univox amp. Let's listen to that thing. Sometimes that little amp's pretty noisy, so there might be some. But there's a whole lot of takes I was messing around with here, and you can hear it there at the end. So I've muted everything between to get rid of some of that noise. Some different couple edits. Oftentimes there's what I'll do is there's a whole lot of takes there, but I'm really just grabbing from the line. It takes me 5 or 6 of them just to get into the vibe of the whole thing. So if we go back, maybe I've dumped some of these. Here, let's listen to this one. Was that the same? Is that the one? Yeah, see, look at that. I got lucky. So there it is. Was that 5? Is that what I was picking? Yeah, so 5. You can see that doesn't change. Watch this little peak right here. So that was 5. So I just kind of go back and grab from, moments from different ones. Here's a different one. Yeah, that one was poopy. How about this one? How's 6? So I guess, I wasn't lying, but it's kind of usually what happens is it'll take me the first few, and then the majority of the take will come from one of the later ones when I've kind of got it together. Yeah, right? That was awesome. This is not... Whoops. Hey, wait, that's not the right chord. What else can happen? Another thing that can happen is if I get one that I really like, then I'll start to get more crazy and try different stuff. So, but anyways, it got comped together down into this one last track. And there was some noisy things that I think I do this sometimes too, where I'll have an effects, like there's some weird, like this thing does something where I'm kind of start picking on the other side of the bar. So I always love that kind of, spooky stuff. So other than that, there's a harmonica. So I add a little harmonica business, which is probably going through the futz box, which is kind of, I love to do this. So that's what it sounds like. My little broken harmonica that I use all the time. It's kind of like a toy, like a kid's one. I think I stole it out of the kids' toy box 10 years ago. It's like, oh, this thing's great. So I use it on everything. I don't own a proper harmonica. Maybe one of these days. So the vocal is the next thing. And let's mute this one. So here's Guy. Let's start with this chorus.
Spinning slow on the merry.
So, like as usual, he gives me a few different ones. I pick the one I like, and then for the chorus, I'll kind of separate. I'll double him, and then and kind of pan them. And this one gets really crazy with the panning. You can see there's these triangles of automation going on, which was just a fun thing that ended up on the final mix. So
Spinning slow on the merry-go-round, I leaned back and looked at the stars and swore to God I'd get it right. The constellations were dancing quiet, and I saw ones that I'd never known.
So I did this little harmony under him, and then Emily Hope Price sang this really beautiful track on top, which really kind of made that whole chorus come awake. So let's listen to it. I'm trying to think of maybe just like organ and the vocals or something like that. Maybe that'd be cool. Let's try that.
Spinning slow on the merry-go-round, I leaned back and looked at the stars. I swore to God I'd get it right. Get it right. The constellations were dancing quiet, and I saw ones that I'd never known. Constellations. Watch the tiniest atoms collide.
Sweet. So yeah, I just fell in love with that and wanted it to. It was so special already, and I was just like, oh, what would, she's singing constellations in the sky, and if things are swirling around, I just had this idea that he's on a merry-go-round kind of turning slowly, and that, so that was where the panning idea came from, which is a really simple thing to do. You just grab the pencil, there's a few different shapes, it will lock to the grid if you have the grid going, and you can just kind of paint them in. Oh, so it's set up right now for like something super dense, like 30-second notes. So hold on, let's undo that and make it be, I think I did it to the bar probably. Yeah, see, so that's how that works. Really simple to do, kind of fun and weird. So that's kind of the whole tune. Other than that, I don't know if I went through these things already. I usually just kind of bus. I've got a delay for the, and I think the only thing that's probably going to it, maybe a little bit of organ, and the steel parts is going to the echo, kind of a ping-pongy echo, the usual suspects for mastering for me, and that's it. So there you have it.
Sat down and took off my
Let's unmute the whole tune so
to
I can say goodbye. And thanks for watching.
Staring down at my feet and the trail I carved through the snow. Everything stretched and recoiled as I finally